fortunate, Commander Block. This man has your blood type.
Don't worry, sir. After this transfusion, you're gonna be just fine.
It's like winning. I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed, I have one gear. Go. Because I'm me, I'm different. I just have a different constitution, I have a different brain, I have a different heart, I have a different, I get tiger blood, man. I'm too smart to blink, and I cured my brain. That's epic. The run I was on made Sinatra, Flynn, Jagger, Richards, all of them just look like, droopy-eyed, armless children.
Imagine a world where you can reverse the effects of age, stress, and sun. From the leading name in biotechnology comes Regenerate. Another breakthrough from the Umbrella Corporation. Regenerate's revolutionary T-cell formula actually brings dead cells back to life.
I expose people to magic. I expose them to something they're never otherwise going to see in their boring, normal lives. And I gave that to them. I may forget about them tomorrow, but they'll live with that memory for the rest of their lives. And that's a gift.
Well, I took the Regeneron, and Eli Lilly makes a very similar medicine, but you have Regeneron, you have the Eli Lilly version of it. And it just, within a period of 24 hours, I felt very different. I think I could have left the hospital a lot earlier.
Now, your youthful beauty can last forever. Always consult your doctor before starting treatment. Some side effects may occur. Regenerate is a registered trademark of the Umbrella Corporation. Our business is life itself.
But it made a tremendous difference, Mark, and, markedly so. And I just felt very good.
Droid DNA augmentation initiated. Neural speeds increasing to 4G LTE. Brain upgrading to a quad-core processor. Predictive intelligence with Google Now complete.
Introducing Droid DNA by HTC. It's not an upgrade to your phone, it's an upgrade to yourself.
Why did you kill everybody down here?
The T-virus escaped into the air conditioning system, and an uncontrolled pattern of infection began. The virus is protean, changing from liquid to airborne to blood transmission, depending on its environment. It is almost impossible to kill. I couldn't allow it to escape from the hive, so I took steps.
Steps?
You must understand. Those who become infected, I can't allow you to leave.
Whoa, we're not infected.
Just one bite, one scratch from these creatures is sufficient.
On ABC 7 tonight, a new COVID-19 test could be a game changer for those who went undiagnosed. I think it's been in the back of all of our heads. I remember feeling bad at this time last year. I had minor symptoms at that time. I wondered, did I have the virus? Well, doctors say this new test is more accurate than an antibody test at proving whether you did or didn't. In our cover story tonight, we're showing you how the test works and how it could save you money in the long run.
I didn't have fevers and I didn't have a cough.
Meet Rick St. John. He's taking part in a special study at Stanford, and it's for a specific group of people. Researchers call them long-haul COVID cases.
Those were the criteria on which they used to authorize testing.
Rick's symptoms have dragged on for months. He says in the beginning they were mild, so mild they almost went undiagnosed. After weeks, he was finally able to arrange a test that confirmed, yes, he had COVID-19.
Please press yes.
But now, stories like Rick's have many of us wondering, was I infected with the virus in the past and didn't even know it, either because we were never tested or just because we had minor symptoms?
And so trying to tease out what symptoms might or might not be due to having COVID in the past is incredibly important.
Dr. Lance Baldo is Chief Medical Officer for Adaptive Biotechnologies out in Seattle. Company is now marketing the first widely available test to tell you whether you had COVID, even months ago. It uses a sophisticated process to detect the activity of our T cells, which are a key part of our body's immune response.
This T cell fingerprint is lasting out to about 9 or 10 months in about 90% of patients.
Morning, guys.
Why is Jeff Bridges here?
I'm studying to be in a T-Mobile commercial. Teach me, Savannah.
Oh, I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's the most pro iPhone yet.
So you can't teach that. Or can you? Just like music, there's something else you can't see with your eyes. Something that lives deep inside you. Something those morning injections take away.
I thought the injections are for our health.
No, they remove something.
What?
Emotions.
You mean like feelings?
Feelings are just fleeting on the surface. But emotions, they're very deep, primal, they linger. Oh, Jonas, you might not understand where you are or what's happening, but don't think about what you're seeing. Listen.
Today I'm also announcing that the FDA has just approved a new drug from Regeneron called Otarmany, a gene therapy curing a rare disease that causes deafness. It normally cures for rare diseases can cost millions of dollars, and really the results aren't that good. But in this case, I'm pleased to say that Regeneron will be giving this away for free for a period of time for free.
Listen to what's calling from inside. You can save up to 20% versus the other big guys. And see.
At T-Mobile, get iPhone 17 Pro on us. Plus, save up to 20% when you check the Mac.
And so we're able to see kind of beyond the typical window where you'd be able to pick up antibodies.
Like with a standard antibody test, you'd give a blood sample, either at a big blood center like LabCorp or Quest, or you could even do it at home. Either way, Adaptive runs its test off the blood sample through a partnership with Microsoft.
First, we take a gloomy, dissatisfied woman. Then, in a very private experience between husband and wife, he gently places her in our female improvement system. It's fully automated. And then, abracadabra, her transformation begins. First, we locate her brain. We insert a few nanochips. Then we program them. Also, we add some secret special ingredients.
And you get your results back in a week, week and a half. Dr. Sudeb Dalai is an infectious disease specialist and a senior medical advisor with Adaptive. He believes this test could be critical for long-term COVID patients and their ability to find the right care.
It is important on an advocacy level for individuals not only to understand their own medical history and what they've been to, but to advocate for themselves.
That then they have a confirmation that maybe it's associated with COVID, then they can get more access to treatment.
To avoid any accidents, the husband is kept at a comfortable distance. Safety first.
Standard Compound 5. This is the original version of the substance created by Vault International. It is a blue serum designed to permanently give humans superpowers when injected, usually at infancy.
You would have sort of a sore throat, just to add to what we were saying, but I felt really very, very good after taking this for a period of time. It's a transfusion, not a shot.
At Regeneron, we've been committed to making a difference in patients' lives for over 30 years.
We've done this by following the science.
One of the things that's made Regeneron really unique is its willingness to invest in cutting-edge technologies.
We're one of the few companies in the world that go all the way from foundational discovery to research, from research to development,
to manufacturing and commercialization. We do that all at our campuses in New York, New Jersey, Ireland, and the UK.
Or reversed, shaping the entire world of soups in the boys. Adult injection compound. This is the same base formula, but used on fully grown humans instead of infants. Unlike controlled childhood exposure, injecting adults is extremely dangerous. Many subjects die or suffer severe physical damage, while a few survive and gain powers. The instability comes from the human body no longer being adaptable in the same way as a developing child. When it works, the results can be dramatic, but the risk makes it far less commonly used and far more feared.
Finally, we enhance her to fit the ideal Stepford wife specifications. And voila! Everything is copacetic. Welcome to the future.
You've probably already watched The Boys Season 5 trailer, but there's a hidden detail most viewers missed. In the trailer, there was a scene of Homelander blasting laser beams into the sky, but there's something noticeably different about this scene. The laser beams look more intense, uncontrollable, and almost explosive. So, what exactly happened to him? If you pause the trailer at this exact frame, you'll notice a tiny but crucial clue: a syringe. And in this boys' universe, there's only one thing that matters when syringes show up: Compound V. This suggests Homelander may have injected himself with V. But why would he do that?
It's really cool because we go from the really big thought, the really big idea, all the way to seeing the impact on a person.
One of the things that distinguishes Regeneron is that we are a founder-led organization.
Both Len and George are scientists, and they've really set the tone of focusing on science from the very beginning.
And it spreads through the organization in terms of our mission, our vision, our activities, our behaviors.
We're one of the unique places where we've put such a big emphasis on human genetics and deep biology. Our genetics research is focused on looking at differences in our genes and connecting that to diseases.
We have a capability of combining human gene sequence data with electronic medical records.
We have a rich genomic database, and we apply that across our organization, looking for new insights and to advance our research programs.
I'm thrilled to announce that one of the most respected pharmaceutical companies anywhere in the world, frankly, I know it very well, is Regeneron, and it's agreed to offer their prescription medications at heavily discounted most favored nation prices. In other words, the numbers will come down at levels that nobody's ever seen before.
We've invested in a set of core technologies we call the VelociSuite technologies. These include things like Velocigene, Velocimune, and together this suite of technologies gives us an engine for drug discovery. We can use that engine again and again and again to produce new drugs. Our Velocigene technologies give us an unprecedented ability to precisely manipulate the mouse genome and work very rapidly. Likewise, the Velocimune technology gives us an unprecedented speed in producing new drug candidates.
Temporary compound, also known as V24, this version was engineered to give powers for a limited time. Instead of permanently altering the body, it provides abilities that last roughly 24 hours. It was developed as a way to give non-supes a fighting chance without creating more permanent superheroes. However, repeated use comes with serious side effects, including internal damage and eventual fatal consequences. It represents a shift in how Compound 5 is used, turning it into a tool rather than a life-altering transformation.
So at a high level in drug development, there are really three key questions that we need to answer, right? The one is, does it work? Is it safe? And the third is, can we produce it? Before we can even start to explore whether it works, part of the role in preclinical development is to establish whether it's safe and also develop a manufacturing process by which we can produce it. So I see ourselves as a link between the discovery world and the manufacturing facility where they will produce the drugs that we can test in clinical trials and ultimately also do commercial production.
Stabilized Compound 5. This refers to refined versions of the serum that aim to reduce unpredictability. Over time, Vought improved the formula to increase survival rates and produce more consistent results. While still not perfect, this version reflects the company's attempt to commercialize and standardize superheroes. It highlights how Compound V evolved from a risky experiment into a controlled product, even if the illusion of control is never complete. Soup virus. This is an experimental biological weapon designed to target individuals with compound V in their system. Instead of granting powers, it exploits the altered biology of soups and breaks it down, leading to severe illness or death.
Once we've completed preclinical research to confirm safety, we work internally with our medical experts to develop our trial designs. We take those designs and work with healthcare providers across the globe to help us implement clinical trials. After decades of research at a lab bench and years of clinical trial work, we take tremendous pride in being able to determine whether we've made a difference in patient lives. After completion of our clinical trials and data analysis, we then take that data to regulatory authorities across the globe so that they can give us our stamp of approval. With this approval, we work with our manufacturing group to switch into high gear.
Prototype Compound 5. This is the earliest form of the serum, developed during World War II. It was less refined, more volatile, and primarily used to create early heroes like Soldier Boy. The formula at this stage lacked consistency and safety, but it laid the foundation for everything that followed.
All of our drugs, whether they're for a clinical trial or a commercial market, are made across our manufacturing footprint in both Rensselaer, New York and Raheen, Ireland. Our quality standard is very simple. We want to make something that at the end of the day we would put in ourselves, our children, our siblings, our parents, our grandparents. And we have a just tremendous responsibility to get things that are safe and efficacious to those people.
The commercial organization at Regeneron is responsible and accountable for the really important step of making sure that our medicines get to the patients who need them. We want to lead the industry in competitive commercialization, and that activity is powered by our science.
It's really a dream to work at Regeneron, where number one is patients and using science to help them.
I love the commitment to science. I love that we are foundationally a deeply ethical company.
At Regeneron, we study genetics.
We build cutting-edge technologies.
We develop biologic medicines. We conduct thorough research.
We follow the science.
We bring innovative medicines to patients.
Because the potential to use science
to improve human health is endless.
And we're driven
by what we've yet to discover.
Here in Washington, D.C., and we're looking at the same letter that you are looking at right now. And I think the important line here is from the doctor saying that he's working with a team of experts, and together we'll be making recommendations to the president and the first lady in regard to next best steps. So it sounds like the physicians already have, if you read between the lines here, a plan in mind of what to do next, and they're going to make that decision with the president and the first lady. They're going to make some new recommendations to them at some point shortly. So we'll wait and see what those recommendations are. Meanwhile, I've been talking with a former senior administration official today about some of this back and forth over exactly why the president decided to go to New Jersey yesterday, even though a member of his close staff had tested positive at that point. We saw Kayleigh McEnany, the White House press secretary, on the driveway earlier today saying that that was deemed safe by White House operations. But what I'm told is that White House operations in the chain of command reports directly to Mark Meadows, the White House chief of staff. That would have been Mark Meadows' call, not White House operations, to proceed with that trip.
Somewhere in sands of the desert, the shape of the lion body and the head of the man is moving its slow thighs. The darkness drops again. But now I know that 20 centuries of stony sleep were vexed to nightmare by a rocking cradle. And what rough beast, its hour come round at last, slouches towards Bethlehem to be born.
Oh, Meling, that was just beautiful. Thank you so much, Terry Toast. Your help. Thank you. Well, Mr. Douglas, very good of you to join us. Oh, please tell me, is the devil still pursuing you?
Well, perhaps you could explain to me what you mean by the devil. You seem to be on terms with him.
Well, permit me, Mr. Douglas, to tell you something of the devil as I've come to know him. The devil is that element in human nature that impels us to destroy and debase.
And what are you about upon this island but destruction and debasement?
Oh, well, I can tell you very plainly. No, please don't do that. For 17 years, I have been striving to create some measure of refinement in the human species, you see. And it is here, on this very island, that I, sir, have found the very essence of the devil.
What do you mean?
I have seen the devil in my microscope, and I have chained him. And I suppose you could say, in a sense, metaphorically speaking, I've cut him to pieces. The devil, Mr. Douglas, I have found, is nothing more than a tiresome collection of genes. And it is with great assurance that I can tell you that Lucifer, son of the morning, is no more.
Wow. I don't see how any of this specious nonsense justifies these monstrous disfigurements.
Well, very simply, they represent a stage in the process of the eradication of destructive elements found in the human psyche. And I have almost achieved perfection, you see, of a divine creature that is pure, harmonious, absolutely incapable of malice. And if in my tinkering I have fallen short of the human form by the odd snout, claw, or hoof, it really is of no great import. I am closer than you could possibly imagine, sir.
Boosters out now? Right, those target the BA.5 subvariant, which have less similarities to the newer variant.
There are people who come in your life sometimes to be there for a season. They weren't meant to be there always. Sometimes we find ourselves hooked up with people that we think are there for a lifetime, but they were only supposed to be there for a season. There are people who come in your life like boosters for a rocket. If you ever watch a rocket go into space, the boosters fall off when it reaches a certain altitude.
Power. What a feeling. While it might seem rare, especially in the world of mobile service, millions of Boost Mobile customers know what more power feels like. Because at Boost, every single thing we do is to help you power up. Money is power, so we find ways to help you keep more of it. Choice is power, so we empower you to choose the plan that fits your needs. Privacy is power, so we help you armor up against spam and hackers.
Okay, next, the new RSV vaccine, a common respiratory virus with heightened risk for seniors and infants. This vaccine protects those demographics. Do I need it? The CDC recommends it for people over 60, but you should talk to your doctor.
And all it takes to feel the power of Boost Mobile is to switch. Our mission is to give you more. More power to save, more power to choose, more power to protect. Find out what more power feels like. Boost Mobile.
It's not too late.
I can't do it.
Yes, you can. You have to.
Tracy, I'm a fraud. Do you know why I came back to the past? It wasn't a fight for justice. It was to get rich, be famous. I was a failure in the future, just like I am here. I'm not a superhero.
Everything is about to be destroyed forever. And where are the other superheroes? Not here. You are. You're the only one who can do this, so do it!
I'm sorry!
You're alive.
Tracy?
You're all right, Daniel. Just take it slow.
I don't feel so good.
Skeets!
My gosh, it was full of stars.
Back to normal, huh?
Mordrew's magic was nullified when he lost consciousness. I thought I told you to stay on crowd control.
I know, but there was this... I mean, you wouldn't believe it. It almost... forget it.
You and I are gonna have a little chat later.
Looking forward to that.
Excuse me, Green Lantern?
For the last time, I am not Green Lantern. My name is...
Just kidding. I know who Booster Gold is.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Allie Root. Well, the 152nd Kentucky Derby is in the books. The most exciting 2 minutes in sports lived up to its reputation, ending with a tight finish and making history. Jordan Adams and Connor Sturgill join us with a recap of this year's race.
Well, Connor, they don't call it the most exciting 2 minutes in sports for nothing.
That's right, but it was a little bit of a delay before fans got to enjoy the race.
Yeah, we had a scratch. Great White ended up falling over and flipping before the race started, so pushed things back a couple of minutes, so that was a little interesting. But once the race actually got going, it was a pretty good watch.
That's right. 6-speed in post 17, the only post to never have a winner, got off to a great start, but at the end it was golden tempo, setting the tempo and winning with the photo finish, making the Ortiz brothers going first and second on Renegade with Irad. Jose Ortiz becomes the 9th jockey ever to win the Oaks with Always a Runner and Golden Tempo with the Derby. And also Sherry DeVoe becomes the first female trainer ever to win the Kentucky Derby.
You know, there was a lot of speed on tap on paper, and that materialized.
From the second it leaves the freezer,
we treat this vaccine like gold around here.
The clock is ticking before the potion considered priceless.
I don't know how you couldn't put a price on it.
Becomes worthless. That's why every second is methodically planned out.
We are very, very passionate about not wasting those doses.
Aaron Jansen is part of the team operating the vaccine clinics at St. Elizabeth.
We know how important every single drop of vaccine is. So if we have, a safe full dose, we are going to find somebody to come into the clinic so that we can immunize them.
Here's how it works. Every vial holds about 6 doses. So at the end of the day, the goal is to be giving the last doses from a single vial.
We've made it a point to have less than 1 vial left over at the end of any night of the clinic, so that way there's either 5 doses or fewer remaining that we have to find arms for.
At St. Elizabeth, that can mean calling the next day's patients to come in early, and at the Health Collaborative, they're seeing similar efforts.
This is a top priority across all providers in this region to make sure that we are not wasting any doses.
Some health departments have lists of police and fire on call to come quickly. So there's more vaccine for those like Bob Klein's.
In August, we're supposed to have our great grandson, our first 3 greats.
Oh, really?
So we'd like to stick around and see him.
For the great things no one wants to miss.
At this point of the show, the host would do something fun and spontaneous to show how we're all just ordinary people, like ordering pizza for everyone.
But since we already get food at the Globes, we thought we'd mix it up and try something new. So roll up your sleeves, Hollywood, because you're all getting flu shots! You know you wore a sleeveless gown for a reason.
Hey, shot! Excuse me, ma'am.
spray from the right aid in Echo Park.
And look, if you're an anti-vaxxer, just put a napkin over your head and we'll skip you.
You're welcome, you guys.
This costs 50 grand, you guys. You're welcome.
How do you convince the other parents out there that we need to do this?
Careful, I'm going to get it.
Yes.
If that helps at all, but I'll tell you, my wife is not going to immunize her kids. Because I've got 4 of them, and when I go home, I'm not Dr. Oz, I'm Mr. Oz. And my wife is not going to immunize her kids. My wife is not going to immunize her kids. My wife is not going to immunize her kids. Because I've got 4 of them, and when I go home, I'm not Dr. Oz, I'm Mr. Oz.
We trusted the scientists back in 1976 with the original swine flu shot, and a lot of
And it
people
was a
got
debacle.
sick. Right.
Not only that, some people died, some people were
From the
paralyzed.
shot itself.
And people remember the swine flu vaccine as a terrible disaster.
But this is one time. Forget the conspiracy. Listen to our government agencies. These guys are telling the truth. You know, there's no conspiracy here, folks. Just get your damn vaccine. Just get your damn vaccine. Just get your damn vaccine.
The nail on the head. This is going to be a public relations, trust your government and your health officials public campaign. Mark my word, you and I are going to be talking about this a lot between now and fall.
Me, look on the CDC website as to what is in the swine flu vaccine. You know, aluminum, insect repellent, formaldehyde, mercury. You know, aluminum, insect repellent, formaldehyde, mercury. You know, that. My wife is not going to immunize her kids. Because I've got 4 of them, and when I go home, I'm not Dr. Oz.
Well, over this decade, we believe unbelievable progress can be made, both inventing new vaccines and making sure they get out to all the children who need them. We could cut the number of children who die every year from about 9 million to half of that if we have success on it. And the benefits there in terms of reducing sickness, reducing the population.
So now that I'm not in distress, I was wondering if maybe I was still your kind of damsel. Because maybe we could have dinner, if you're not busy doing cleanup.
Me? No. I only do crowd control.
This is General William Sullivan with an emergency message. Outbreak of the deadly Pandora virus is spreading rapidly. All ships must remain at sea until further. Humanity must endure.
A virus?
Stop the ship! They're buying it. They're buying it. Make sure no one can call home to check. Squirt. Squirt.
It appears we have no choice. To avoid the virus, we must remain at sea.
Vacation forever! Check it out. The gallery was going to throw these paintings overboard like they were worthless garbage.
Bart, glad you're here.
Gotta go.
Man, I kicked butt in the gladiator arena today. I got robbed by marauders on the way home.
There is no virus. Bart faked the whole thing with a DVD.
Speak, passenger, son of passenger.
It was all a hoax. There's no virus. All that happened is we got a little extra vacation. Is that so bad?
I think I ate people meat!
And what's the last one? The flu vaccine. What? No details? Nothing? It's a flu vaccine. We recommend it.
Time to take your pill. Not that one. Not that one. Drink plenty of water.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Martha Stewart. I recently heard about an interesting new beverage company called Liquid Death. Don't worry, it's just water.
Martha Stewart slammed by climate activists for using a small iceberg to chill her cocktails during cruise. Chill or be chilled. Martha Stewart has come under fire for using a small iceberg to chill her cocktail during a luxe cruise traveling to Greenland from Iceland. Taking to social media Monday, the 82-year-old shared photos of her getaway with her 1.9 million Instagram followers, telling them the unique way she kept her drink cool. "We actually captured a small iceberg for our cocktails tonight," she captioned her post, in part. In the first snap, Stewart can be seen proudly holding up her drink with a stunning backdrop of Greenland's fjords behind her. The second image shows 2 chunks of ice sitting on a black cart, possibly the one she used to chill her beverage. After uploading the carousel on the platform, Stewart's post was quickly flooded with disapproving comments from followers as some pointed out the ongoing climate crisis. "Love you girl, but ick if you heard yet there's an iceberg shortage," one fan wrote.
And together, we've teamed up to create an utterly delightful candle. But a lot of people are asking me how he made them so realistic. Well, it's not easy. Each one is made by hand. I've got to admit, I've probably enjoyed making these a little too much. Nothing's more realistic than my limited edition Dismembered Moments luxury candle. So be sure to visit martha.com to get your very own before they sell out. Okay, bring in the next one.
I can't believe we're going to be on the Martha Stewart show.
Come here, sweetie.
Martha.
You're going to want to get your hands on one.
From great suffering came a solution. Communities.
Injected.
Serene, beautiful places where disorder became harmony.
Do you know how to fly those?
Absolutely. Do you get to fly to the edge?
Oh, yeah.
What's past there?
Don't know. We're not allowed to fly past that.
Let's go.
It's against the rules, Jonas.
They're called books.
Hello? My name...
I know who you are.
Who are you?
The giver. When the elders need guidance, I provide wisdom using memories of the past. Our world was different. There was more.
More?
Much more.
Right.
You'll see them all in time, all colors, all differences. Our people chose to do away with emotions. Those morning injections take them away.
When people have the freedom to choose, they choose wrong.
Tomorrow morning, skip your injection. I've been doing it for months. What do you feel?
He's not usually like this.
I'm surprised you're not more worried about him. I would be. Bring up Jonas's activity.
He's inquisitive.
You should know better than anyone.
The way things look and the way things are very different. Watch.
That's my father.
There is no way for me to prepare you for the truth.
He killed him.
The young and the old are killed.
For the good of all of us.
There are things you don't know.
You're scaring me.
Go back to your family unit. It isn't my family, and neither is yours.
Jonas has become dangerous.
I know that there's something more. Something that has been stolen.
Comfortable?
Jonas,
there has to be a way to show them.
You can stop this. You can change things.